sure there's probably a French word for that too.
Bâtard.
Nope. Hey everybody, it's Will.
And I'm Courtney.
And we're back today with another great recipe for you. We have a sous vide filet mignon.
Yes, we do. We're partnering with Ohio Beef to bring you this filet recipe, and we're going to be using two special techniques today. We have a sous vide machine, and we're going to be using the French technique of butter basting. We hope it will make the best steak you've ever had in your life.
It sounds like the perfect recipe for a special occasion. Maybe a Valentine's Day dinner.
Perhaps.
So maybe you've never heard of a sous vide, aka an immersion cooker, but they're starting to pick up some popularity, yeah?
Yeah, so this is just a really nifty machine. You can pick one up for about $100. They clip onto the side of any sort of pot, or even you could even use a bucket if you wanted. But all they do is heat water to an exact temperature and hold it there. It sounds pretty basic, right? But the beauty is in how precise the machine can be with those holding temps. This gives sous vide a really big advantage when you're cooking something finicky or delicate that needs a precise temperature to have just the right texture. And that is exactly why we're using sous vide here today on this filet.
The reason that I like the sous vide machine is that it can be your secret weapon if you're like me and aren't good at time management. Because you can have something cooking and holding at exactly the right temperature, and you can leave it there for as long as you need to go do other things. You can get your side dishes ready, you can go and get yourself ready.
And then it's ready to go exactly when you need it.
No guesswork.
Yeah,
Just
no guesswork.
Laser target that perfect temperature, which is what you want with a beautiful cut of meat like this.
Yes.
And then the finishing step can go super fast later on, exactly when you need it to, so everything comes out fresh and hot and perfect and ready to plate right on time.
We like to keep things really simple with steak. You don't need a lot of extra flavor. We're just trying to enhance the flavor of the meat. We really want to taste the beef. So really all that we do is put salt and pepper on both sides and be pretty generous with it. These are pretty thick steaks. They're about 2 inches thick. So we really want to make sure the outer crust gets a good amount of salt. If you want to handle the pepper.
Sure. Try not to pepper your spouse. All right.
After you've got the steak seasoned, we are just going to add 2 other flavorings, garlic and rosemary. You don't need to do a lot to prepare the garlic. I've just got it peeled and in cloves right now. We're gonna smash it a little bit with our knife. Yep, heel of the hand, and you can see it kind of just, yeah, it smashes it. But it will release a lot of the smell and the flavor of that, and that will go in the bag with the steaks. Now, when you're bagging your steaks for sous vide, you can use just a regular old quart-size Ziploc bag. We will add 2 steaks per bag, and then we're just gonna put some of the garlic cloves on top and a couple sprigs of fresh rosemary. All right, now the trick to sealing these, because if they are not sealed, they will float, and we need them to be fully submerged into the water. So what you're gonna do is leave the bag unsealed. You can seal just, I don't know, half of it maybe. And then you slip it into the water slowly, and you'll see the water kind of push out the air on top of the steak. So just wait until it's fully submerged, get it down in there as far as you can, and finish off the seal. And then you can use any kind of clip, a clothespin works, whatever you have on hand.
So how long do we need to have these in the sous vide?
Well, we recommend holding at this 129 temperature for about an hour, and then you can hold it up to 4 hours.
That should be plenty of time to get some other stuff done.
Oh yeah.
Perfect.
Sometime later.
All right, we're back. It's been about an hour and we are ready to take the steaks out.
Put the clips out. We're just gonna set them aside on a tray for now.
You'll see they kind of have not altogether appetizing grayish color, but that is just fine because we are not done yet. We have one final step to take these from just fine to over the top delicious.
Yeah, now we're gonna finish them just with a quick hot sear to develop that perfect crust on the outside of the fillets, and we're gonna baste them in butter.
Just a couple things before we get started. You're gonna wanna turn your burner up as high as it will go because we need a very quick sear. It is going to be splattery, so we recommend aprons. And you're probably gonna want your overhead fan on. Just turn your fans on.
Our lawyers
Maybe
have
open a window.
Have informed us you cannot disable your smoke detectors, but maybe if you have a partner with a towel to do the whole thing.
Yes, open a window, open a door, or just like have someone do this with the door.
Yeah. All right, this sucker's smoking already.
All right.
We gotta get started.
Oh, aprons.
Aprons.
All right, we're gonna start with a little bit of oil, just a tad. You can see that the pan is flaming hot. That oil is gonna melt right into it. We're ready to add the steaks. Oh yeah. Gonna get some serious sizzle.
Time to flip.
I think so.
Okay. Wow, look at that. That's what you want.
The steak should release right out of the pan once they're all the way seared. That crust, just lets them go. All right, we are ready to baste these beauties, which means we're gonna throw the garlic and rosemary in there.
All the stuff that was in that bag is going back in.
Along with about 3 tablespoons of butter. The butter is gonna melt in a flash.
And that butter. All right.
You kind of have to tilt your pan to get enough butter in one spot to scoop. There we go.
Oh, right on top of it. Just give it a nice butter bath.
That butter is going to brown a little bit. It adds so much wonderful flavor.
Make sure that those garlics are on there. These rosemaries are probably gonna...
Those get a little crispy, so we might put just some fresh rosemary sprigs on, but you don't really need to.
You can see it is getting quite smoky, especially once I added that butter.
I think those are done.
Yeah, these look good to me. All right, those are basted fillets.
Yum.
Get them.
There we go.
If you have really thick cut steaks and you can still see a lot of red on the sides, it's okay just at the end here to turn those and maybe sear those sides just a little bit.
Sure.
But these are such lean cuts, we're not even gonna do that with ours. You can see that.
You actually also want to just serve them with some of that pan butter and juices that are left.
Oh yeah, now you're talking.
That's where it's at.
Save that stuff that's in the pan for dipping. Just sprinkled with love.
Love and butter.
All right, well the fillets are done. You can see we've plated them, put a little bit of fresh rosemary on there just for some decoration, and I think we're ready to try them out.
Yeah, I'm ready.
You're ready? What do we have here?
We have a nice cab to go with this. We recommend for any kind of really rich steak like ribeye or filet that you just pair it with a nice dark red.
That sounds great. Let's give this a look-see.
I will go ahead and pour this.
So tender. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh wow.
You want to use those drippings that are in the pan and on the plate.
Is that the stuff?
That is the stuff.
That looks perfect.
This is all mine, so I'll just take my wine and I'll get out of here. Cheers.
Cheers. We hope you feel inspired to make something wonderful for your special someone or just for yourself. And we want to thank Ohio Beef for sponsoring this post. You can visit them at ohiobeef.org.
And check out more of our recipes at neighborfoodblog.com. We'll catch you on the next one. All right,
Ready?
here we go. Is there a hole in this shirt?
I was trying to
Oh.
be like a good tickle you.
Don't you tickle, we can't wobble.
Wobble baby, wobble baby.
You do that, Basting. Show
Okay.
them how it's done. I'm sure there's probably a French word for that too.
Bâtard.
Nope. Okay, well first let's get, yeah. So,
Just here. I'll do this.
best steak I've ever had in my life.
And we've eaten some steak, I'm just saying.
Too much. Don't you dare throw a fillet back in like a microwave. Don't do it.
Oh.
Just let me keep rambling. I'm digging that hole deeper. But it's all right, because I'm gonna cook her up a nice steak. It's all gonna...
It'll all go away.
That's right. Enough.
Just take
Just
them
turn
out.
this off.
See how easy it is?
So sous vides are stupid, and no one should buy one.
But what in the world?
Bye, A-Nova. A-Nova gonna ruin my shot, that's what.
Hi. Hello, you. We went to the store and she... Oh!
I love it.
No. He's enjoying it a lot.
Hey, you.
You can't really overdo it. You could probably overdo it, so don't listen to me. Don't overdo it.